Hello and welcome to halftime of the footy here at Steel Blue Oval, home of Swan Districts. Now during the off-season, this club was marred by a mass exodus of quality footballers. Guys like Brett Robinson, Wade Toomey, Sean Hildebrandt, Kyle Hams, they all left the club and took with them hundreds of games of WAFL experience. Now when you put that to coach Greg Harding, he says that he simply refuses to dwell on it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, to be honest. You know, so many retirements. Obviously, Kyle Hams going back to Bustleton and Tommy Roach going home, and then obviously Hildebrandt and Wade Toomey greener pastures elsewhere, and then obviously other things as well. You know, Joshy Pullman coming back and going to South, and Cracky coming back was a bit of a kick in the butt as well. But yeah, look, you've got to be a little bit philosophical about these things. Our club is a fantastic community club. And we're going down a really strong path of developing our own players and promoting from within.
Harding admits there's no quick fix for the amount of talent lost, but has opted against band-aid recruiting. The boys from Bassendean are developing players for long-term success. What's been the difference so far this year? What have you noticed?
Just the amount of young boys that have actually put their hand up. You know, like last year, all boys playing in the twos, and this year they all sort of put their hand up and saying we'll have a crack. You know, and it sort of showed in the first game against East Perth. Like we had them on toes for 3 quarters. You know, and that's sort of talent we have here. And so I guess as the year goes on, you'll start to see like all that talent come up and all the young boys putting their hand up for a spot and like for competition. That's what we want.
One of those players putting his hand up is youngster Blaine Boakhorst.
I'd say the team chemistry. Last year it wasn't all there. It was a lot of individuals, but this year it's actually going to be together and play as one group.
The 20-year-old from Port Hedland was a shining light in the Swans season opener against East Perth, with 20 touches and 2 goals. Harding says he could be destined for bigger things.
Blaine's a kid that's a Pilbara boy that's been in Perth for a while now at Wesley College, but probably hasn't taken his footy that serious. Like it's something he's sort of done, but he's never really sunk his teeth into it. And we think he has this year. And by his own admission, he's got some serious goals that he wants to achieve now. And he's always been a player that's really teased you, and by that I mean he's always got his sort of 15 or 16 touches a game, but hasn't really gone to that next level where he's been an elite midfielder or an elite half back. But he's a state volleyballer, so he's got this amazing leap. He's lightning quick, his awareness is great, his lateral movement's fantastic, and he's been able to build a tank over the course of the pre-season.
Another reason for Harding to smile is the Jetta family. Swan Districts boast 4 members of the now famous footballing pedigree.
My brother Lewis plays for Sydney, so when me and him moved up, we both decided to have a crack at WAFL, and he ended up getting drafted, so I ended up staying around, and I played for about 3 or 4 years, and I decided I was going to finish up in the country somewhere, but my 2 younger brothers come up from Bunbury, and that sort of sparked my cousin to come down from Kalgoorlie, Rodney Jetta. So we've got all 4 here at the moment, so it's a bit exciting.
Rodney is brother to Neville Jetta, who plays for the Melbourne Demons.
We all played in the pre-season game, all 4 of us, and that was a bit exciting. We had about 20, 30 family members come up to watch that game. So yeah, and the boys did all right, showed a bit of skill and stuff, and just hope Greg takes notice of that and chucks us all in one day.
So they've all got all these different traits, but they can all play, and we're really lucky to have all of them at the club at the moment.
Who wins in a 50-metre foot race between them?
They tell me Aaron, but yeah, the old boy Graham would probably tell you otherwise.
We all sort of used to have sprints before, but when Louis sort of did that run, we all just backed it off a bit.
This is interesting. It's a main event in any stadium in the world. Jetta pursued by Rioli. Rioli can't go with him. Jetta wins the gold medal.
It was Bolton Blake all over again, wasn't it?
He sort of showed everyone how fast he was, so. But no, Louis certainly is the quickest off the foot. He just, something about him. We sort of got the wrong genes, I think.
Tim Gapin was another name crossed off the list at Bassendean when he retired during the off-season. But to the delight of black and white fans, that lasted less than 2 weeks. Work circumstances and a change of heart allowed the star forward to continue on.
I had a really good pre-season, that kind of stuff, and then just with work, I felt little things, and I felt I wanted to get away and do something different. And then obviously with a few guys leaving, and I just felt it'd be good for the club to have a senior guy around, and the club are pretty keen to keep me. I've also got 20 games to get to life membership, which is something I wanted to do, and obviously just playing with a young bunch of boys has been great as well. It's been good for me.
The three-time leading goal kicker had even pulled teammates aside and delivered his retirement speech.
Teary, mate? No, I didn't get teary. But I just told the boys I wasn't going to be able to commit 100%, and I didn't feel it was the right thing for the footy club. And then I think it wasn't quite 2 weeks. It was 10 days actually. So I'm back into it, and excited to be back. So.
And one Swan the club would love to have playing this weekend is the much-talked-about Dale Garlett. A rare talent, the 20-year-old turned his back on an AFL career with Hawthorn to return home to Perth.
He's got the brilliance to perform at his best in those situations.
We've had contact with him, but we actually haven't had face-to-face contact. And the one thing that we want to ensure is that Dale Garlett's okay. We were as shocked as anyone when he came off Hawthorn's list. We were really hopeful that he was going to show his talents on the big stage, and that hasn't eventuated. So our major priority right now, mate, is to make sure that he's okay and his welfare's looked after. And if football is a part of his short-term future, then we'll make that decision when we sit down with him and make sure he's okay and he's in the right headspace to play. So number one priority, make sure the kid's all right, make sure his welfare's in order, and then we'll make the decision on footy down the track.